Okay, so are vertical angles congruent?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, the answer is not just yes, it is
Yes, it's
always. So, I mean, yeah, the answer is yes, but more to the point, they're always congruent. Okay, are complementary angles always congruent? Okay, first of all, what does it mean to be complementary? Nope. Remember we talked about this yesterday. If you remember the difference between complementary and supplementary, complementary makes 90, supplementary makes 180. So remember, complementary means two angles that add up to equal 90. So are complementary angles always congruent?
Yes. Yes. Always.
And the answer is nope. I mean, think about it like this. This is what I mean, okay? So congruent means, or complementary means they add up to 90. So is 89 and 1 complementary? Does an 89 degree angle plus 1 degree equal 90? Okay. Say I have an 89 degree angle and a 1 degree angle. Are these two right here complementary? Do these two add up to 90?
Yes.
Yes. But are they congruent to each other? No, they're definitely not, okay? There is one case where they are congruent. Where's the one case where complementary angles are congruent?
99. No, wait, never mind.
45 and 45.
Good, it's 45 and 45. Right? Does 45 plus 45 equal 90? Yep. And are they congruent? Yes. So there's only one case where complementary angles are congruent. It's right here. But most of the time they're not, because, I mean, you could have like 88 and 2. Does 88 and 2 add up to 90? Yep, those are not congruent, and you could just keep going on and on with that. Okay? So the next one, are supplementary angles always congruent?
No.
And again, the answer is no. When is the one case where supplementary angles would be congruent?
90 and 90.
Whenever you have a 90 degree and a 90 degree angle. Those two, 90 and 90, add up to 180, and they're congruent. But like if you had a 179 degree angle and a 1 degree angle, do those two add up to 180? Yep, they do. So they're supplementary, but they're not congruent. Okay, so what's the supplement of a 110 degree angle? So remember, what does supplement mean? Supplementary.
180.
They add up to 180. Okay, so if you have a 110 degree angle, what's the other angle, or what's the measurement of the angle that makes that add up to 180?
70.
Is a 70 degree angle. Okay, what's the complement of a 30 degree angle?
60.
Is 60, because 30 and 60 add up to 90. Okay, what's the complement of a 45 degree angle?
45.
Is 45, yep. Remember, complementary is 90. Okay, what's the supplement of a 10 degree angle?
170.
It's 170, good. And then what's the supplement of a 90 degree angle?
90.
90.
Is 90. Okay, so what we're talking about today really follows up on yesterday. It's just we're going to be throwing in a little bit of algebra to this. All right, so complementary. What does it mean for angles to be complementary? What does it mean? Okay, it means they add up to 90 degrees. Okay, remember this. Boom, you got your 90 right there. Okay, remember on the complementary, change that C into a 9, you got 90. To remind you of 90. Okay, what does supplementary mean? Okay, it means they add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so remember this. They add up to 180 degrees. Okay? I forgot, on complementary, I want to draw a picture of an example of complementary. So go back to complementary. Draw a right angle like this. And then just put some ray in here somewhere. It doesn't matter where. Those two angles right there would be complementary. I don't know how big each of them are, but together they add up to 90. It could be 45 and 45, although that doesn't look like it. It's probably going to be more like 35 and something. So, all right, linear pair. Okay? It's a linear pair. Look back on your blue sheet of paper from yesterday. Kind of tell me what it says about a linear pair.
Is it fair to adjacent angles with non-common sides that are opposite radians?
Okay, good. So it's like this. Well, let's write a definition. Okay, let's say they are adjacent angles that make a straight line. Okay, adjacent angles that make a straight line. So it's like this. All right, I'm just going to put a vertex out here somewhere like this. Okay, and so like I'm just guessing, I don't know how big that is, but let's say that's 40 degrees, which it's probably actually more than that, but we'll say it's 40. So if that angle's 40, how big is this angle right here? Remember, look on your paper. What did we say about adjacent or about linear pair yesterday? Form a straight line, and what do I know about these two numbers right here? They add up to 180, right?
Yeah.
So how big is that angle then?
140.
It's 140. So remember, linear pair are supplementary. Okay? So linear pair are actually this right here. Okay? They're always going to add up to 180. Did you draw it on the wrong one? That happens. All right. And then vertical angles. Okay? Vertical angles are angles across from each other at intersecting lines. Vertical angles are angles across from each other at intersecting lines. And what is it that we for sure want to remember about vertical angles? Good. They are always congruent. Okay, so to draw an example of them, just draw a big X basically. All right, and so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put like dots in this one, show that these are vertical. Okay, those two angles right there are vertical. They're across from each other at intersecting lines. And then these two are vertical. I'm going to put circles in here to show those are the same. So those are vertical. So the red ones are vertical to each other. The blue ones are vertical to each other. Okay, so we're going to practice for sure identifying what's what down here. All right, so on this first one, see this angle that's 44 degrees, and that's talking about this angle right here. Okay, and then we have this angle that we're looking for that has the A on it, and it's this angle right here. So the first question is, what type of angle pair is that? Which one of these up here that we've already talked about does that fit into? Good. These are vertical angles. You just write a V on there. All right, and so what did we say is true of vertical angles? They're always congruent. So what is A in this case? It's 44. It's equal to that angle that's vertical to it. So it's 44. Okay, next one. What's up with those? This second one with the 71 and B on it. It's what? Good. It is complementary. Right? Because what does this little mark right here mean? What does this little box mean? It means 90 degrees. And remember, that's what complementary means. Complementary means they add up to 90 degrees. All right? So that's a complementary set of angles right there. So what's the value of B? That angle is 71. What's B going to be? 19, because 71 plus 19 is 90. Right? Okay, what do you think about this one? What are these? These are vertical, so what's C? 31. They're congruent. Okay, what about this one? They are supplementary, and what else? They're a linear pair. They're both of them. Okay? And actually, they're adjacent also, but that's good enough for us to write that. So, they're a linear pair, they're supplementary, so what does that mean about those two angles? They add up to 180, right? So, the 42 degree angle and the angle I'm looking for add up to 180. So, 42 plus what is 180? 138. Okay, what are these? These are vertical, so what's the value of E? 128. Okay, what are these? They're complementary. Yep. So what is F? 34. It's 34. Okay, so what I want you to do now, I'm going to give you about 3 or 4 minutes. I want you to start working through here and do both things. Tell me what type of pair they are, and then find the value of the variable there. Okay? So I'm going to give you about 3 or 4 minutes to work through these. Write down what type they are and what the missing number is. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell me what type it is and then tell me the missing number there. All right? So the first one.
It's complementary and the missing number is 53.
Okay.
Oh.
This one.
Wrong one.
Yep. You're good.
It's linear pairs, supplementary, and
Yep.
the missing number is 122.
Okay, good. There you go. Yeah, you're looking at the one right below there. All right, next one, number 2.
It's supplementary and linear.
Yep.
And the missing number is 135.
Okay, good.
It's complementary and the degree is 64.
Yep.
It's supplementary and the missing is 4.
Okay.
61.
All right, good. So it's supplementary, but also what can we say about this? What does it look like up here? In fact, it looks real similar to the one we drew up here.
Linear pair.
Yep, it's right here. It's a linear pair. Good. All right. Fifth one.
Supplementary and linear pair.
Yep.
And the number is 110.
It's 110. Good. Okay, next one.
Supplementary and linear pair, and the number is 151.
Good, good.
It's complementary and it's 53.
Okay, good. Complementary, 53 degrees.
Vertical and 129.
Okay, vertical. So they're congruent, so that's 129. Next.
It's vertical and it's 68.
Okay, good. Vertical, so they're congruent. All right, this one's the one that's a little bit weird because this T is actually talking about this little tiny angle right here. Okay, the vertical would be this big, huge angle over here. So this one's definitely weird. So it's talking about this little one right here, like right next to it.
What's the track 472 from 180?
Yep. So it'd be 8 degrees. Now the question is, what type are those? Okay, so it's like, so basically erase this line. I mean, it's like this really. It's like that. Yep, linear pair, and so that means they're supplementary. Okay, good. All right, next.
It's vertical and the missing number is 73.
Okay, and again, this is drawn this way to try to mess you up, okay? So, I mean, everybody makes the same mistake here. Think about it. Is the V right here, is this V across from the 73 degrees? No, it's right next to it. So actually, the way you should think about this is like this. Is it like erase this and think about it like that. So what are those? Yeah, they're a linear pair, right? So they're supplementary.
B107.
Okay, so that's 107. Yep. All right, next one. Okay, it's vertical and it's 57. Yep. All right, this one's same thing. Okay, so you got to think about erasing that. And it's like that. Okay, or if you just put it back and just, I mean, you don't have to erase it, but maybe to help you. So what is that? Do what? Okay, so first of all, what type is it up here? Which one is it like? It's a linear pair. Good. So it's supplementary. So they add up to 180. So this 139 and that angle add up to 180. So what is it? So you're just going to do 180 minus 39.
41.
And it gives you 41 degrees. All right, next one. What is this? Yep.
And it's 102.
Okay, good. So it's a supplementary, and what's the other description we can put on it?
Linear pair.
Yep, so linear pair. Good. All right, next one.
Linear pair.
Yep.
Degree is 133.
Okay, good.
Linear pair is 118.
Yep.
Vertical 116.
Okay.
Complementary, 34.
And it's 34. Good job. Sorry, barely missed out. All right. Okay, so that's to get you ready for this down here. So the question is, all right, so this is exactly talking about what we just did up here. These two angles right here, what are these?
Linear pair.
These are a linear pair. So if they're a linear pair, what do I know about them? They're supplementary. They add up to what? 180, okay? So it's going to look like this. 3x plus 13. Okay, that's this angle right here. together, added up with this one, 7x minus 3
Equals 80.
Good. So when I add these two angles up, they're going to add up to equal 180 degrees.
Oh.
And then from there, we're going to solve to find the value of x. So it's just simple algebra from here. So what's my first step here? Combine like terms. So we have 3x and 7x makes 10x. 13 and negative 3 make what? 10 is 180. Then what? Minus 10. So these 10, positive 10, negative 10, 0 out. So that leaves 10x equals 170. Then what? Divide by 10. Okay, these 10s 1 out. So we get 1x equals 17. So x equals 17.
You do this equal to 0, but you equal it to 90.
Exactly. Good. So what type of angles are these? What type of angles are these angles right here?
Complementary.
They're complementary, right? So that means that what?
Equal to 90.
They add up to 90. So 4x plus 3 plus 4x plus 7 equals 90. And then again, just simple algebra from here. 4x and 4x make 8x. 3 and 7 make 10 equals 90. Subtract 10. This zeroes out. We get 8x equals 80. Divide by 8. And so x equals what? X equals 10. Okay, then on this last one here, what type of angles are those?
Vertical.
Those are vertical. So what do I know about vertical angles?
The same.
Vertical angles are always congruent. So on this one, it's not like they add up to equal something. They're just what? They're equal to each other. So on this, it's like this. 8x plus 14 equals 6x plus 24. Okay, so see, I set those up differently, but it's because of the type of angle they are, because they're vertical angles. Okay, so just solve them for x now. We're going to subtract 6x from both sides. These 6x's zero out. That leaves 2x over here, still with the positive 14, still with the 24. Then what?
Subtract the 14.
Subtract 14. This zeroes out. We've got 2x equals 10. Divided by 2. These 2's 1 out. So x equals 5. Okay. So what I want you to see here is there's 3 different situations that can happen. Okay? Well, at least 3. So you've got where you can have a linear pair like this where they add up to equal 180. You can have complementary angles like this where they add up to equal 90. Or you can have vertical angles that are just congruent to each other. So it just depends on what type of angles they are for how you're going to set it up. If it looks like this, where it makes a straight line, those add up to equal 180. You got this little box here, they add up to equal 90. If they're vertical, they're just going to be congruent to each other. All right.